Hello everyone, thank you for coming out today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. This is an event that is going to blow your minds away. A pastor has killed his own wife. With his own bare hands, he did this horrible act. This incident happened in Ikot Abia community. That's the Okon clan in Eket local government area of Akwa Ibom state in Nigeria. This particular suspect, that's the man you can see that is being paraded there, is said to be from Abia State, that's his state of origin, and he is the founder of the Omega World Global Ministries, located in Ikot Abasi community, that's in Akwa Ibom State. And how this whole thing was discovered was that the youth in that particular community were the people that actually found out that this man secretly killed his own wife. And this community group of guys, that's the young men in that community, they were led by the OYC president, that's Comrade Effiong Johnson. And it was reported that the woman had been missing for over 2 weeks, and it gave a lot of worry and concern to people in the area that actually knew her. They were wondering, where is this pastor's wife? They usually see them together when they come out to preach, when they go to places, but suddenly they didn't find her mingling with him, and they didn't hear him talk about her. At first they thought that probably this woman had traveled, but certain things started looking very suspicious. That was when they now had to go and ensure that they dig deeper. They took into action to get this pastor to say something. It looked very strange, and they had to go in to grab him out and ensure that he had to make his confessions regarding what had happened or where his wife was. And this angry youth stormed him, grabbed him so hard, ensuring that he wouldn't go anywhere until he speaks up about his own wife. That was when this particular pastor now disclosed that he had killed his wife and that he dug up the grave, buried her there quietly so that nobody would know. They had to drag him through as to lead them to that particular grave where he buried this woman, and that was where they found her body. He was already decomposing because this is for the past 2 weeks that this incident had happened. You can see that this man is the same man on that particular poster. You can see that that's his church, Omega World Global Ministries. What kind of a pastor would you call or describe this man? You, a pastor who preach against thou shalt not kill, which is part of the commandments of God, and he now took his own bare hands to kill his wife. He is being arrested so as to say why he actually killed his wife, but as of now he has not spoken up. You can imagine the kind of torture he's going to receive in the jail cell for him to actually say the reason why he killed his wife. That's the grave. You can see something whitish inside that grave. If you look closely, that is his wife's decomposing body. You would ask, if a whole pastor can do this kind of a thing, what do you expect your congregations to do? It's highly unfortunate that some people would hide under the umbrella of Christ and carry out very horrible activities that are unimaginable even in the sight of mere human beings. Killing a woman, killing the mother of your own children with your own bare hands. How did he even feel carrying out this act? Did he have any form of fear? At least if he wouldn't fear God again, whom he stands and claims he is working for, let him even fear his congregation for what the congregation would even do to him, or the way they would even look at him, because these are the same congregations he's actually preaching to and telling them the right thing to do. I wouldn't blame people that doubt some pastors these days, When you identify yourself as a pastor and you come out and you do the opposite, how do you expect people who don't even know God to come to listen and to believe whatever you are saying? This is how they drag people who want to serve God away from God. You will see some people will say, I'm not going to church anymore. Not because they don't want to, but because of what they see from the people who claim that they are the pastors or the leaders in that particular church. You're supposed to be leading by example, but today some people have soiled that name, pastorship. They have destroyed that identity as children of God, making other people to run away from Christ. If you see other people going to serve other religion or going into other kind of worship as a result of the fact that they have experienced horrible things from their pastor, honestly, you wouldn't blame them. It's just like a father and a child. A child who is looking up to the father for everything and in every way, and then this same father now does that thing he has instructed his child not to do. Do you think tomorrow if the father now tells the child not to do that same thing, the child will listen? The child would not listen, because he has already destroyed that step he was training his child to follow. That is how it is with the pastor and the congregation. Once you are leading a congregation, you should be very, very careful. If you know that you are not called by God, please quietly step down. And that is where you find out that some of these people who call themselves pastor are not out there to bring people to Christ. They are out there for different motives. You find out that some pastors are caught in different horrible acts. If they were not caught, you can never find out that such pastors are into acts that are not right before men and even before God himself. If you know that you are not a true man of God, please just step down. It is better you step down quietly than you embarrass yourself and disgrace your family, disgrace the congregation, and even you will give yourself a bad stigma for life. Why hide under the umbrella of God and carry out your horrible evil activities? Come out and be yourself. If you are on the side of the devil, be there. If you're on the side of God, be there. You can't serve two masters at the same time. Look at this man has taken the life of his own wife, the mother of his own children, and he did that with his bare hands, alone, secretly, so that nobody would find out. And a lot of people in the community, friends and family, thought that this woman had traveled because he is from Abia State, so they felt that probably she had gone to their hometown to visit, unknown to them that this woman had been dead long ago, for the past 2 weeks. It was her decomposing body that was found. People should please be careful. Be careful with people you look up to as pastors, as men of God. Don't be carried away with what you hear them say. Don't be carried away with their activities. You, as a human being who has made up your mind to follow Christ, you can ask God for a discernment spirit so that you can be very sure if that place you are going is the right place, or they are truly serving God or serving something else. Because some people are serving something else and not God anymore. A human being who will carry out this kind of act is an evil person. There is no doubt about it. For you to see your fellow human being die from your own hands, you didn't even feel sorry for the person. You didn't even think of what will happen to you. You just took the life of this woman away. That person is very, very heartless. Alright, look at him now. See how he has embarrassed himself in a large community like that. A lot of people looked up to him as their pastor. And now just to come and hear that your own pastor, the same pastor, has killed his own wife. I would repeat it, please. If you're out there, rather than deceiving people and luring them into negative ways or not being honest with yourself, step down if you are not called by God. Otherwise, God will embarrass you in a way that you wouldn't expect. This man never thought anybody would find out, because he dug that grave and sealed it up, thinking that that is the end. And nobody would ask him because he's the pastor and nobody can confront him. But unfortunately for him, the youth in that community didn't want to just keep quiet about anything. The embarrassment he has given himself is not better if he had quietly stepped down and not identify himself as a pastor And then whatever the case may be with him and his wife, he should have gone to make a report. Irrespective of anything, this woman did not deserve to die. No matter the amount of problems, some will still give you some kind of excuses and say the woman is this or the woman did this and did that, but it's never enough reason for you to take the life of your fellow human being for no reason at all. If they had issues, him being a pastor would have known better. You have elders in your church. Okay, if you can't confide in your elders in the church, call your family members, call her family members. You have different avenues to reach out to people to help your marriage if there were serious problems in your marriage. And so he felt the best solution to restore whatever was happening in his home was to get rid of his wife. Some people think that killing someone is the beginning of your peace, but they don't know that that's the beginning of trouble for you. And you find out that some people, once you kill them, some of them don't rest until that person who took their life is being embarrassed and disgraced or is being exposed for their evil act. Just like the video I posted yesterday. The man who was supposed to get married to this woman, her own fiancé. Please, you could go back and see the previous video I just posted. They were engaged, even had premarital photos for their wedding, which was meant to be held in December. Unknown to the woman that all this man wanted was her life to be cut short and for him to have access to her money. She never knew that whom she was dealing with was a killer. And that was how this man took her life away from her. But unknown to him that he would still be caught up in this horrible act. He was caught up after how many months of searching for this woman? She was declared missing. Nobody knew it was the same husband-to-be that killed this same woman. Her spirit never rested until he was arrested, and he now had to go and show them where he dug that grave and buried the woman there. Not until then, her family just buried her recently. Alright, look at this woman now. Her spirit did not rest until her husband was caught up in this horrible act. So there are some people that their own family members will pray and say, whoever has killed that person, let that person not have rest. Some families go to any length to make sure that whoever has killed their loved ones are exposed. And that is exactly what has happened to this pastor. He thought he would get away with it, but unfortunately for him, the spirit of his wife never rested until she made sure that her husband was caught up in this horrible act that he carried out. Please, killing or taking anybody's life should never be the only way out of whatever problems you are going through. Seek for help while you can. Is it not better you go and seek for help than taking someone else's life and then you spend the rest of your life in jail? Some of you may not even spend the rest of your life in jail. You may even be tortured to death. Please think of consequences before you carry out horrible acts. Seek for help, the right source. Killing or taking anybody's life is never the right solution. And if you're out there deceiving people that you're a man of God and deep down you know you are not one, please, it's better you quietly step down. Otherwise, you would be embarrassed before your own congregation in a way you didn't even expect it. This pastor never knew that he would be caught up. Cat, a big pastor in a church. See how he has now embarrassed himself before a lot of people. Friends, please be very careful and be watchful and mindful of places you go to worship. It's only God that knows those who are truly serving Him in truth and in spirit. You can never say when you see anybody or a pastor and say this person is of God or is not of God. We don't have the power to say that, except in situations like this when they are caught up in their act. That is where you can know that this person all along was just a different human being from what he claimed he is. Friends, what do you have to say regarding this? A pastor taking the life of his own wife and even burying her quietly, giving an impression that she had traveled. Please, if you have anything to say, you can put that down at the comment section. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.